Well, hello, everyone. Hey, hello, how are you? It's great to see you all. And I want to welcome you to the 2021 New Student Convocation. What a great occasion this is, with all the promise of an academic new year, a new one. The excitement of our entering class, all of you, and the anticipation of what we can all achieve together this year. As it is for our new students in the audience, this is my first academic ceremony at Washington College, and I am so pleased to be here to share this experience with you today. A convocation, for those of you who may not know yet, is an assembly of members of a college community who come together in an official capacity to celebrate. For us here today, the celebration is all about you. Today, you officially start your academic experience and journey at Washington College. This convocation represents the bookend to your commencement, which will happen just a few short years from now. I know it doesn't seem like it's going to be short, but it will come soon. This is the starting point of a journey that is going to change you. It will challenge you. It will not always be entirely what you expected it to be. It will be more difficult in some ways. And you may encounter some twists and turns along the way, and even dead ends at times. But you are also going to enjoy the thrill of intellectual discovery, the joy of artistic creation, and the delights of building lifelong relationships with friends, faculty, staff, and members of our wider Chestertown community. Indeed, you're going to meet wonderful people, friends, professors, people who work here, who will make that journey right alongside you. They will help you, and they will inspire you along the way. And this will be a richer, more rewarding, and more amazing experience than you are even expecting now. You're going to receive ideas, skills, connections, and memories that will carry you forward. Today, we celebrate your entrance to Washington College and to the incredible journey that you all have ahead of you. So to officially open this ceremony, I will now ask you to please remain standing for a moment for the invocation, which will be offered by Dr. Austin Lobo, Washington College Associate Professor of Computer Science, and he's also co-director of the Information Systems minor and director of the Pre-Engineering Studies program. Dr. Lobo is also a deacon in the Catholic Church tied to Holy Rosary Parish in Claymont, Delaware. Dr. Lobo, please come to the lectern. And for those of you who are wearing hats, please remove them.
Let us bow our heads and pray. God of all creation, we come before you today to give you honor and praise. You are worthy of praise. You are the source of all that is good. You are the source of all our blessings. You have lavished upon each of us life, wisdom, beauty, and hope for the future, the ability to love, to forgive, and to share the blessings given to us with others. Thank you for everything. Look with favor on everyone gathered here, especially the first-year students and the members of the staff, the faculty, the community, and those whom we honor today in this ceremony. We pray that these women and men may rededicate themselves to continual growth and the sharing of their talents with others. Give them patience, determination, compassion, leadership, and a desire to excel. May they respond by developing your gifts to distinction. And finally, we pray that your love will continue to sustain all of us in peace and joy today and through all the days of our lives. Amen.
Thank you very much, Dr. Lobo. Now, please be seated. I bet that feels good now, right? Platform party members, faculty, staff, friends, and most of all, members of the Washington College class of 2025. Welcome to Goose Nation. Yeah. my distinct pleasure to congratulate you on your excellent choice of colleges. It's actually difficult to find the words that appropriately convey the level of joy associated with your arrival here on campus for all of us. Simply being together for this cherished event is really a victory in itself. We have lived through something extraordinary over the past 18 months, and in fact, we're still finding our way through it, as I know you are acutely aware. As young adults, you have been challenged in ways that you never expected or wanted. You've been forced to navigate life at a time when unprecedented was the new way to describe pretty much everything. The losses, the hardships, and the disappointments have piled up. I doubt any of us has been fully spared. And yet, here you are today, about to write your very own Washington College story. Here we are, welcoming an impressive group of new students to campus with what I can only describe as a renewed sense of purpose and gratitude for the simple joy of simply being here. Here we are together, choosing joy and hope and optimism. I implore you to recognize that as difficult as they can be, it's always possible to extract some value from difficult times. Because like it or not, hard times are inevitable in life. But learning from them and finding your silver linings, well, that's a choice we can all make. There has really never been a better moment for such reflection than right now. We've all been challenged, but the important question is, how have we been changed? What lessons will you take with you as you move forward? And just as critically, what things will you leave behind? The opportunity to focus on what really truly matters is here with us today. What you choose to do with that opportunity is up to you. As you make the transition from accepted applicant to Washington College to matriculant and student today, I thought it would be nice for you to hear from someone who is very familiar with you, and you are very familiar with her. This is Dr. Lorna Hunter, and she is Vice President for Enrollment Management at Washington College. She and her team worked very hard to get all of you here. And all of us at Washington College are delighted to have you join the flock today. Dr. Hunter, would you like to come to, there you are. Would you please come to the podium and share your remarks?
Good afternoon. Oh, good. I thought I taught you all better at like open houses, speaking up. You'll do it. It is indeed a pleasure to welcome you to the opening ceremony for this, the 239th entering class at Washington College. I want to give an especially warm welcome to the immensely talented group of young people who make up the class of 2025, and to those who have transferred here and who will enrich our upper classes. Class of 2025, this assembly marks the official beginning of your college career and serves to fully embrace you into the Washington College family. It is my privilege this afternoon to present this promising group to President Sosolsky, Provost Harvey, Washington College faculty and staff, and the Washington College community at large. I will endeavor to describe for you some of the attributes that define your class and make it special. This is a satisfying task for me because I have reviewed each of your applications, so I know firsthand what an extremely impressive group you are. My colleagues on the admission team and I selected you from over 3,000 applicants. You gained your admission through stellar academics, commitment to extracurricular activities, leadership, and strength of character. You have also persisted through a senior year that likely did not unfold the way you had imagined. Yes, class of 2025, your senior year was marked with disrupted plans in a country struggling to contain a pandemic, reeling from economic insecurities, and torn by racial injustice. These are clearly difficult times, and Washington College is not immune. Many of you wrote about the struggles of racism and injustice personally and in the lives of others in your essays. Despite the trials you have witnessed, I'm encouraged by your optimistic view that you will be a part of positive change. We are counting on you to help us pave the way for generations to come. Now, as you are entering your first year at Washington College, all masked up and ready to go, your new horizons will have a few unique challenges, but having gotten to know you from what has been written about you and from what you have shared with us yourselves, I'm convinced that you're up for it. Your class comes from near and far. Many of you are from our home state of Maryland, some from literally right around the corner, while others of you hail from Arkansas, Hawaii, California, Tennessee, Oklahoma, Rhode Island, or Pennsylvania. You are also bringing your talents from as far away as Austria and China. In fact, your class includes students from 23 states, the District of Columbia, and 3 of your classmates hold dual citizenships. You represent a wide range of religious, ethnic, and racial backgrounds, and speak 15 different languages and dialects. Among your classmates, 32 report being bilingual, and 5 of you speak 3 or more languages, with 1 having command of 5. I was really impressed by the 5 languages. Of those reporting within your class, 18% of you identify with African American, Asian American, Hispanic, and Native American backgrounds. 53% of the class of 2025 identify as female, 46% identify as male, and 1% identify as non-binary. 17% of this class can proudly join me by saying, "I'm first," as we are the first in our family to go to college. A number of you have long-standing relationships with the college, 8 having had a parent who attended, while 2 of you have both parents with whom you can share this experience. Still others are following aunts, uncles, and cousins. Several of you were introduced to the college early on because of your summer conference experiences at the signature centers. In terms of academic strength, your class brings to Washington College an array of talents, interests, and achievements. Collectively, you've taken 597 AP and IB courses. 5 of you have completed full IB degree programs, and more than 60 bring with you college credits through dual enrollment programs. Slightly over half of your class were in National Honor Societies, often having taken leadership roles in these organizations. According to your applications, business, environmental science, and biology are this year's top areas of academic interest. But your class is overwhelmingly interested in studying across disciplines and pursuing a wide variety of career paths, putting undecided at the top of this year's academic hit parade. You have already pursued research on the environment, several of you having done that research right here in our Environmental Sciences summer program. Others have participated in farming and sustainability programs, are avid bird watchers, and have rescued birds from distress. One of you led a group of volunteers to clean and restore rivers as part of the Adopt a River project. Another is a trained weather spotter who collects data daily for reports to the national database. One of the Life Scouts in your class built and maintained a butterfly garden as part of his Eagle Scout project. The Scouts are very well represented in your class overall, with 4 Girl Scouts having attained silver and bronze awards, and 1 earning the gold and holding the position of CEO of the Girl Advisory Board. Not to be outdone by the Girl Scouts, your class also boasts 3 Eagle Scouts, 3 Life Scouts, and 5 senior patrol leaders. And of those senior patrol leaders, a couple of you are still working on your Eagle Scout projects. Writers abound in your class, and you have taken leadership roles as editors-in-chief of your school's yearbooks, lit mags, and school papers. Several of you have published books, with one of your classmates having 7 books on the market. Yet another used his technical writing skills to help propel his school's robotic team to the state championship. Over 3/4 of your class worked during high school, both as paid employees and dedicated volunteers. You've championed political campaigns, organized Black Lives Matter protests, worked with the Model UN and Model NATO projects, with one of your ranks serving through Youth for Democracy as a delegate to the UN Assembly in Georgia. You have founded clubs and organizations in your schools and communities, such as the Gender Sexuality Alliance, Respect Others and Support Youth, Girl Up, and Women for Political Action. You have committed time volunteering as therapeutic horse handlers, traveling on mission trips both domestically and abroad, and lobbying for equal rights. I was particularly impressed with the number of you who during this pandemic acted on the desire to work with the elderly who were most at risk in nursing homes and in your neighborhoods. You have worked grooming cats and dogs as lifeguards, camp counselors, wait staff, and sales associates. You have fed and watered steers, walked dogs for the National Greyhound Adoption Center, worked with exotic pets to fulfill their special nutritional needs, and fostered whelping dogs and their puppies until they could find their forever homes. Yes, from starting a property management company to being awarded Whisperin for excellence in hound care and beagling assistance, to sharing the workload in your own families, you have shown that you have a really strong work ethic. Your class also brings to the college talents in art, music, theater, and dance. With rings on your fingers and bells on your toes, this class will have music wherever it goes. You have distinguished yourself in marching, concert, and symphonic bands. You have graced your school in community orchestras and participated in all state choirs. One of you sang in Carnegie Hall as part of the highly competitive honors performance series. Another, expertise in dance, won her a spot at the National Dance Competition, where she placed platinum, the highest in her category. And speaking of performances, get ready to support your classmates as they display their talents through rock and roll, rhythm and blues, jazz, and bluegrass music. You also won't want to miss the Irish step dancing. With the compassion that this class has shown for others, it is not surprising that one of your classmates has shared the promise of theater with disabled individuals by helping them to learn lines, songs, and staging so that they too can know the joys of participating in theater. Many of you have also distinguished yourselves in high school sports, competing on all-league, all-state, and all-conference teams. 40% of your class will participate on our varsity teams and allow us to ring that victory bell often. With all of your accomplishments, your class has not been without hardship. You have lost parents and friends, experienced times of homelessness, and fought back from serious childhood illnesses and learning differences. When others have said, "No, you can't," you replied, "Yes, I can," and took advantage of every opportunity available to you. A theme that is shown strong in your class is that while you have faced racism and homophobia, as well as the fear of gun violence in your schools, you have sought change through social action. Through it all, your class has shown empathy for others by being committed to community service and political activism, turning adversity into reasons to do good for others. You have shared your faiths through peer ministries, worked in Appalachia building houses, and participating on all manner of mission trips. You have been active against violence at home and abroad, and some of you have shared dreams of using your educations to make significant contributions by joining the Peace Corps, or becoming teachers in the inner cities, or joining the medical professions. During these unsettling times, this entire group is taking action by doing the hard work and showing random acts of kindness. You have shown yourselves to be the everyday heroes we need in our communities, and we are honored that you are here at Washington College. So, class of 2025, welcome to the flock. May you continue to find the will to be those everyday heroes and make the decisions that matter good ones. You are already off to a fine start. At Washington College, you have faculty and staff who will help you soar and classmates who are ready to fly with you. We are delighted to be a part of your lives.
Thank you, Dr. Hunter. On behalf of the entire Washington College community, I hereby accept the class of 2025 into our circle of learners. You are now embarking on a most extraordinary education, and I encourage you to take full advantage of everything that we have to offer. Now it is my pleasure to introduce one of our student leaders, Senior Kat DeSantis, President of the Student Government Association. Kat is a political science and philosophy double major. In addition to being the SGA president, Kat is a member of Alpha Omicron Pi, is a research fellow with the Douglas Cater Society of Junior Fellows, and was the recipient of the Roy Ann's Research Fellowship on the study of Jewish life and thought. Please help me welcome Kat DeSantis.
I'm so happy to see you all. Welcome, class of 2025. I have loved spending time with you this past week at orientation events. The energy, enthusiasm, and excitement you've brought to this community is unmatched, and you've made hours sweating in the Kent County humidity more fun than I could have ever expected. I can already see what a positive impact you'll make on this community. Your eagerness to get involved on campus, your warm and welcoming attitude towards your peers, and your willingness to speak up in the face of injustice all speaks volumes about your character and integrity. I know I'm speaking for the rest of the student body when I say, we are so glad you're here. Now, I'm no psychic, but I feel pretty good about this next prediction. You will learn so much at Washington College, and I want you to embrace it. On my drive back to Chestertown 2 weeks ago, I drove past a road sign that said, Kent County, a place to grow. Its relevance struck me, because for a time, I didn't notice just how much this college had contributed to my growth. Both in the classroom and in extracurriculars, Washington College pushes your boundaries and creates opportunities for you to expand your mind. Something special about a tight-knit community like this is that you have a support system and a safe space to learn and grow and just be who you are. You will be pushed and pulled in so many different directions, and you'll get to explore new places and hear new perspectives and learn so much about yourself. You will change, and it's okay. It's actually great. That means you are stepping outside your comfort zone, trying new things, and figuring out who you want to be. I hope that you change here. I hope you change into the very best version of yourself. As the semester gets underway, I want to share 2 pieces of advice with you. First, it's to get involved in as much as you can. With over 70 student organizations, numerous employment opportunities on campus, and tons of events happening every month, there is no shortage of ways to meet new people and find a meaningful way to spend your time. These niche opportunities are where you'll have the most fun and make the most memories. The second piece of advice is to get involved in the Chestertown local community. There are so many people who want to see us succeed and who want to teach us new things, and who want to help you make connections that'll last even after you graduate. And there are so many places to visit, too. Stam's Ice Cream Shop, Evergreen Bread Company, Eastern Neck Island, and so much more, all within a few minutes' drive. You won't regret enjoying all that the Eastern Shore and Chesapeake Bay has to offer. If you take nothing else away from this moment, please take this. You have a big team here. Your peers, your SGA, your faculty and staff, we want to support you. We are rooting for you. Now go have a great year.
Thank you very much, Kat, for those terrific remarks. Great words of welcome. Washington College is governed by a body of wonderful volunteers. We call them the Board of Visitors and Governors. Since George Washington himself served on the Board of Visitors and Governors, Washington College has asked its governing body to provide the vision, the philanthropic support, and the leadership needed to strengthen the college's position among the nation's best small liberal arts colleges. It is my privilege today to introduce Washington College trustee, Mr. Richard Creighton. A 1973 graduate, Richard has served on the Board of Visitors and Governors since 2010. He spent his career with TMG Custom Media, an independent custom publishing and multimedia marketing firm that he and his wife Jane founded together and owned until its sale in 2013. Originally from Chestertown, Richard has a BA in political science and French and attended Johns Hopkins University's School of Advanced International Studies. On the board, Richard serves as chair of the Trustee Committee and as immediate past vice chair of the Executive Committee. He is also on the Advancement Committee and the Honors and Awards Committee of the board. Richard was on the former Campaign Steering Committee, and he served on the 1782 Advisory Committee and the President's Leadership Council. In 2015, he received a Distinguished Alumni Service Award. Richard, it's my pleasure to invite you to deliver greetings on behalf of the Board of Visitors and Governors.
Thank you very much, and Catherine, you said it all, so I feel like I could just slink off the stage now. But thank you for that. It was great, and everybody's lucky to have you as leading the student government. So look forward to seeing everyone this year. So on behalf, yes, I'm on the Board of Governors, and on behalf of the Board of Visitors and Governors, it's my great pleasure to welcome you to Washington College. As Dr. Sosalski mentioned, our ability to be here in person for this special event is indeed cause for celebration. I know we all share in his enthusiasm, and even behind those masks, I can feel the enthusiasm of getting here and getting ready to go in college the first year. So I look forward to watching you grow into that experience. Dr. Sosalski spoke briefly about opportunity and the importance for looking for lessons. And I want to pick up on that thread as well. I'd like to start by congratulating each and every one of you for earning the opportunity to become a Washington College student. That's a notable accomplishment in a normal year, and as we know, in these uncommon times, it's even more notable. Therefore, you should feel immense pride in the fact that you did not allow what is going on in the world around us to derail your plans. Pursuing your education here didn't just happen to you, you made it happen. Without yet knowing you, by virtue of the fact that you secured your place here, I know that collectively you are resilient, you're tough, and you've learned to adapt and overcome. Your perspectives have shifted and probably broadened during this COVID times. You express gratitude, and even when things seem grim, you look for good. It is for all of these reasons and more that you earned your place here. And it is for those same reasons that you will thrive here. Will it be easy? No. And you don't want it to be. The hard work that you've put into earning your place here earns you the right to work even harder to pursue your dreams. We will challenge you, and in doing so, you will again be changed. And at the end of your journey here, Dr. Sosalski's questions from his remarks will be just as important. How have you been changed? What lessons will you take with you from this experience, and what things will you leave behind? But I will further ask, what mark do you want to make here? The opportunities are endless, and we can't wait to see what you do. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Richard. We now have a slight departure from the printed program. We will not be presenting the Alumni Horizon Ribbon Award today, and instead we are going to present it at our spring convocation. So stay tuned for that. However, we do have with us today Suzanne Hughes, a Washington College alumna who serves as chair of the Washington College Alumni Board. and she will offer words of welcome to our new students. Suzanne graduated from Washington College in 1991 with a degree in biology. She went on to earn a master's degree in biomedical science from Hood College and a second bachelor's degree in the physician assistant program at Alderson Broaddus College in West Virginia. Today, she is a physician assistant and clinician with LifeBridge Health Stroke Center in Baltimore. Please help me welcome Suzanne Hughes to the podium.
And I will mimic everybody else. Kat, you've inspired me. I want to come back again. I've always said that. Good afternoon, everyone, to the students, faculty, and staff in our greater community of Washington College. But a special welcome to the class of 2025 and to our new president, Dr. Molecule Sosalski. My name is Suzanne Hughes, and I am the chair for the Alumni Board and graduate of class of 91. It is my honor to be here today to welcome you all to Chestertown and Washington College after so many days and months of virtual engagement, and what a pleasure it is to be with you in person. As Washington College students, you will each graduate into the ranks of our greater alumni body one day. The Alumni Board is the voice for over 12,000 living alumni. It is the responsibility of our 17-member Alumni Board to work on a number of important initiatives each year that allow for all of our alumni to stay informed, engaged, and proud of their alma mater. It is my hope that you will learn about the Alumni Board and the Alumni Association in the coming year. We are an incredible resource for you and the entire student body. I encourage you to tap into this extensive network of Washington College alumni who are eager to help you to make the most of your skills and your talents. Our Washington College alumni are leaders in their community and in their career fields and make a noticeable and visible impact on our world. We are CEOs of the Fortune 500 companies. We are elected officials in federal, state, and local levels. We are teachers and doctors, scientists, authors, artists, and activists. And as alumni, we are deeply proud of our Washington College education and the ways in which our time on this campus inspired us to be the best version of ourselves. Well, I'm certain it seems hard for you to imagine a glorious Saturday in May when you will walk across the stage, shake President Sosalski's hand, and receive your Washington College diploma. But believe me, this time will fly. Don't give it up. Aspire, and now, to be the full potential that you can be, and follow the examples of our accomplished alumni. Blaze a new trail, one that creates a path of your vision of a full and successful life. Washington College is the perfect place to begin this journey. I would be remiss today if I did not share with you a few simple keys for your success here at Washington College. As Kat said, be involved. Join a club, join an organization, join a movement. It's your open book for the next 4 years. Here you will meet new friends and engage in new experiences that will change your life. Stay in touch with your professors and your advisors. Your connection with them will be invaluable over the next 4 years. And this is a real advantage of what Washington College has to offer, this small community. They are all personalized to help and be supportive of you. And please, never be shy about asking for help, guidance, or advice. Next, meet alumni every chance you get. Networking with our alumni will pay off in so many ways. Our alumni provide internships, job opportunities, mentoring, and so much more. Use the Career Center to connect with our alumni through LinkedIn or George Connects. And please remember to say thank you to the alumni. Washington College alumni give back greatly to their time, talent, and treasures. The benefits of the generosity of our alumni surround you each and every day. They give so much to be sure that you can experience Washington College. so that you can come back and give to the future of Washington College students. In closing, I wish you all the best of luck. To the class of 2025, take advantage of every opportunity that you encounter. There's no better place in the world to explore, discover, and uncover a whole new side of yourself just waiting to get started. Welcome home, and welcome to our Washington College. May you treasure the experience you have, and I have no doubt you will make us all proud. Thank you so much.
Suzanne, thank you so much for being here for today and for your clear love and dedication to your alma mater.
My pleasure.
At this time, I would like to introduce Karen Ahrensbeck. She is director of the Quantitative Skills Center and the president of the Theta of Maryland, Washington College's chapter of Phi Beta Kappa. Professor Ahrensbeck will present the Phi Beta Kappa First Year Awards for Excellence in Liberal Learning and the First Year Scholarship Medal.
Hello all. It is my pleasure to be here with you today to introduce our new students to the Theta of Maryland chapter of Phi Beta Kappa and to present the First Year Awards. Founded on December 5th, 1776, Phi Beta Kappa is the oldest and most prestigious honor society in the United States. For over 230 years, the society has been a leading advocate for the ideals of a liberal arts education. Our chapter initiates seniors during their spring semester. However, the awards presented today are given annually to the highest achieving students in the second year of residency at Washington College, who have demonstrated exemplary academic performance during their first 2 semesters. It is also my privilege to announce that all students who are receiving the First Year Phi Beta Kappa Award for Excellence in Liberal Learning have also qualified to receive the First Year Scholarship Award and Medal, which is given annually to the highest student or students who attain the highest academic average during their first year. It just so happens that this year, the same students qualified for both honors, and we are pleased to present the awards together. Students, when I call your names, please join us on stage to receive your award and remain on stage for a group picture. Audience, please hold your applause until after I have called all the names. Alexandra R. Anderson, in absentia. Hannah R. Beck, in absentia. Anastasia M. Becker. Zachary M. Burgess. Marjorie M. Cheston. Charles E. Crouch. Sierra A. Deemer, in absentia. Sneha Virshwa Dixit. Jordan N. Fairchild, in absentia. Abigail E. Laubach, in absentia. Caitlin M. McCaffrey. Holly E. Myers. Delaney G. Runge. Julia E. Stanley. Rachel A. Thiem, in absentia. Mirabelle D. White. Libby Witham. Samantha E. Wolfgang.
Congratulations, you all. Well done. Once again, let me congratulate all of our wonderful scholars who earned awards today. Congratulations to all of you. And let me also thank Professor Ahrensbeck, and congratulations to everyone for you all to be here today to help celebrate this wonderful occasion. And I hope that we will see all of you crossing the stage like this time next year. It's now my privilege to call upon the Provost and the Dean of the College, Dr. Michael Harvey, who will present academic honors for the 2020 and 2021 academic year. Dr. Harvey.
Hey everybody, thank you President Sosalski. Hey everybody, it's a real thrill to be here with you. I can't tell you how meaningful it is to us to have you here and start this year in person. It is great to look out and see all, well, not the entire face, but to see a whole bunch of eyes looking my direction. However, I see two noses. Yes. Remember that we wear masks not mainly to protect ourselves, but to protect other people. And that to achieve that function, they have to cover your nose as well as your mouth. So, thank you. It gives me great pleasure to congratulate the newest cohort of young people who have been accepted into our academic community and to formally embrace this intellectually curious, creative, and socially committed class of 2025 into our companionship of learning. The upperclassmen and women we recognize now are models of exemplary academic performance. And I know they will be delighted to share with you first-year students, if you talk to them, and you should, how they have learned to do something very difficult, to effectively balance their studies with campus life and social activities. Will these students please come forward when I call their name? And for each award, I'll ask you to hold your applause until all the folk for that award have come on up. The Alumni Scholar Award, awarded to the member of the sophomore class, now rising juniors, who attains the highest academic average for the year. Zita A. Abubakar, Rachel M. Chatfield, Emily C. Kramer, Kyra S. Heap, Destiny M. Hunter, Inaya F. Jaber, Gabriel J. Johnson, Sharon N. Niederhaus, Emma R. Radinsky, Takea R. Selby, Max R. Tucker, and Emily V. Turfett. The Visitors and Governors Scholar Award, given annually to the juniors who now rising seniors who attains the highest academic average for the year. Nathaniel E. Braddock. Annalise C. Bush. John F. Dodsworth. Elizabeth A. Hay. Erica D. Quinones. The Middendorf Foundation Scholarship, given annually by the Middendorf Foundation to rising seniors for academic excellence and leadership qualities. This year's recipients are, some names you've already heard, Nathaniel E. Braddock, Catherine E. DeSantis, Catherine R. de Rosiers, Mason A. Drummy, Joshua J. Gastineau, Elizabeth A. Hay, Erica D. Quinones, Kyle E. Rufo, Max A. Ruvo, Benjamin M. Ruvo. First years, I know everything seems new, but before you know it, some of you will be showing up at these convocations and walking across the stage for some of these awards as you go forward. The next award is the Middendorf Environmental Studies Scholar, given annually by the Middendorf Foundation to a rising senior for academic excellence and leadership qualities. Emma M. Cease. The next award I will announce, the penultimate award, is the Eleanor Taylor 44 and Francis Taylor Chemistry Prize. But before I do, I wanted to let everyone know about a very exciting anniversary in the chemistry department this year. Throughout 2021-22, Washington College will celebrate the 50th anniversary of the American Chemical Society approval of the program in chemistry. It was a big deal in 1971 and remains so today. Such approval has proven to be the extra credential that leads to acceptance of our chemistry graduates to top-notch graduate and professional schools into employment with leading chemical companies. The celebration will be launched this evening with a post-picnic fireworks display and conclude with a reunion bash and fireworks in late May to which all chemistry alumni will be invited. Sandwiched in between will be a series of seminars by chemistry alumni who have distinguished themselves in the fields of chemistry in the environment, chemistry in the health sciences, and chemistry in business. So look for posters around campus and notices in social media and stories in the Elm for more details. And now for the awarding of the Eleanor Taylor 44 and Francis Taylor Chemistry Prize. Given annually to a rising senior student majoring in chemistry at Washington College, the recipient must demonstrate special interest and high academic achievement in chemistry. Hannah Flahart. I slightly lost track. That was not our penultimate award. That was our ultimate award. There were a lot of words to read, so I sort of got out of order there. Anyhow, Hannah's our last award winner. Congratulations to Hannah and to all of our winners.
Thank you so much, Dr. Harvey. And my congratulations, my hearty congratulations to each of these wonderful students for their academic achievements. And as Dr. Harvey mentioned, we can't wait to see members of the class of 25 march across the stage next year for similar awards. Certainly, last but not least, it's a wonderful tradition at the college that the faculty member who's presented with the Alumni Association's Award for Distinguished Teaching at commencement is invited to address the audience at new student convocation. This year's award recipient is Dr. James Windelborn, who joined the Washington College faculty in 2014 as a visiting assistant professor, and then transitioned to assistant professor of biology in 2015. Jim, would you please join me at the lectern as I read the citation for your award? What do zebrafish have to do with human well-being? It's a question at the heart of the liberal arts enterprise, in which expansive intellectual education is grounded in rigorous, focused inquiry. Jim Windelborn is an exemplar of the craft, compassion, and dedication that it takes to not just vocalize an answer to this question, but also to turn it into a vocation. This is what it takes to be a Washington College professor in the mold of Jim Windelborn. Profound expertise in a discipline, the ability to apply this knowledge to the well-being of our society, and a commitment to the individual flourishing of the students who join in his study. Let's follow just one thread here. Last year, Jim published an article with 2 undergraduate students called A Comparison Between Chemical and Gas Hypoxia as Models of Global Ischemia in Zebrafish. And he published this in the peer-reviewed journal Animal Models and Experimental Medicine. The article offered a new zebrafish model of brain-blood deprivation caused by heart attack or stroke. In the classroom and in the laboratory, Jim uses studies like these to help students understand the molecular and physiological bases of diseases of the nervous system that include things like stroke, spinal cord injury, and muscular dystrophy, knowledge of immense import to human well-being. The co-authors, 2 former Toll Summer Research Fellows, they've now moved on to medical school and a PhD program in neuroscience. That's very gratifying to see. In the 7 years since he first arrived here at Washington College, Jim Windelborn has built an impeccable reputation in a college that is fabled for its undergraduate education. He has built his reputation by approaching the formidable subject matter of his discipline with a teaching style that is unmatched in its empathy, inclusiveness, and individualization. In Jim's classes, every student can master the material if only they can find the right way to explain, illustrate, or analogize. Students respond by describing him as patient, adaptive, and accessible. But perhaps the greatest lesson his most recent students will take from Jim is the resiliency that the COVID-19 pandemic has demanded of us and may demand of us for some time. The closure of the campus in the spring of 2020 meant the loss of a growing fish colony that was essential to Jim's research. Jim responded to this in two ways. On the research front, he turned to unpublished work from his graduate studies on rats. He also threw himself into the monumental work of ensuring that remote learning, including virtual labs, kept students on track for their degrees. In a moment of crisis, Jim refused to simply tread water in his teaching, choosing instead to take the opportunity to innovate, always keeping the focus on students as active partners in learning and discovery. Therefore, on this occasion, in recognition of his exemplary teaching and his commitment to Washington College, it is with great pleasure that we recognize James Windelborn, the 2021 recipient of the Alumni Association's Award for Distinguished Teaching. Jim, congratulations to you, and welcome to the podium for your address.
Thank you very much. So, hello. As President Sisolsky just mentioned, I'm Jim Windelborn. I do research and I teach here in the biology department. I'm here as a representative of the Washington College faculty that's overjoyed to welcome you to campus. For many of you, this is new, but for some, this is a return after a long absence. In either case, we, the faculty, cannot wait to begin to work with you to explore our academic disciplines and to practice universal skills that will serve you in any endeavor. Throughout my life, I've often felt like an outsider because my thoughts don't always move in the same patterns as other people. You can ask some of these students who have had me in classes and have met me. I can sometimes say surprising things that seem to come out of nowhere. However, this also means that I rarely feel like I belong in any particular group. Now, some of you may have experienced this, maybe you haven't, but I can tell you that for me, being here at Washington College has helped me to appreciate that my unique qualities can sometimes add to a conversation, bring joy to a person, or even help to solve challenging problems. Becoming more mindful of my own unique qualities has also increased my appreciation of the enormous value created by diversity in many forms. This brings me to the intended theme of this talk, diversity. I hope you learn quickly that we, the faculty, value diversity and will clap back when it's threatened in this community. Since I'm a biology professor, I spend a large amount of mental effort connecting facts from my discipline to the wider world. By doing this, I've noticed that diversity provides benefits to everything from the simplest life forms to the most complex societies that humans have built. Let's start on the simpler side of the scale. I want you to imagine all of the bacteria living in your gut. By some counts, there are more than 100 trillion of them. That's more than the number of human cells in your body. Most of these bacteria are vital to your survival and produce and absorb nutrients and eliminate waste, lots of other things that are helpful for you to live. However, bacteria periodically pop up that produce toxins rather than nutrients. These make you sick. When that happens, modern medicine offers us a miraculous solution: antibiotics. The goal is to take antibiotics and kill the toxic bacteria. A poorly hidden secret of bacteria, however, is that they experience errors in their genes every time they reproduce. And bacteria reproduce a lot and very quickly. Bacteria also have found ways to trade genes with each other. So this guy and this guy can basically take genes and swap them out. Through these errors and through trading, bacteria can end up with genes that protect them from those same antibiotics that we use to try and destroy them. I assume most of us have heard of antibiotic-resistant infections. So now imagine that some bacteria in your gut have genes that protect them from penicillin. Some have genes maybe that protect them from amoxicillin, and yet others maybe from azithromycin. A population of bacteria that includes individuals expressing all of these genes will be a lot harder to kill than a population that includes individuals that express one or even none of these genes. I hope that makes sense. Basically, the takeaway is that the more diverse population is actually better prepared for the future because it includes individuals who are better suited for more possible stresses. So you might ask, and this is just me as a biology professor, so this is the question that I ask, why can't the bacteria just make gene products that protect them from all the possible antibiotics? Why can't they just be prepared for everything? Well, it turns out that there are a lot of reasons that's not likely, but one of the reasons is that maintaining and expressing genes, having characteristics, it's really expensive. So it takes literal energy. Your metabolism has to work for every gene it wants to express. And if you don't need a gene, you would be better off using that energy for something else. So one example I thought of would be like, it would be a waste of time for you to move to Cancun and then spend your entire wardrobe budget on winter coats. That's not going to work for you. Every gene expressed to protect a bacterium from an antibiotic is also energy that can't be used for reproduction, hunting, waste removal, or something else that's vital. Therefore, from a population perspective, it actually makes more sense to spread out that energy load and have just a few individuals that are resistant to just one or a few antibiotics, but to have a lot of variety in the types of resistance in the population. That way, if an antibiotic appears in your body, those individuals can continue to reproduce and maintain the population, even as those without resistance perish. Of course, I'm oversimplifying this story, but it demonstrates the point that a huge benefit of diversity is that it future-proofs a population. So now let's continue in biology, but talk about benefits of genetic diversity in humans. Those of you taking general biology with me, and I think it's actually quite a few of you, but you'll hear a lot more about this story and you'll hear the details, but I'll summarize it here. Sickle cell disease can cause immense suffering and early death, and it's experienced disproportionately by people from Western Africa and Central India. If you haven't been in a biology class recently, you might wonder why in the world would I suggest that this is a form of genetic diversity that's valuable. Why would I say that sickle cell disease is actually a valuable thing? Well, long story short, it turns out that the same trait that causes sickle cell disease also provides pretty good protection against malaria. So if you live anywhere in the world that doesn't have malaria, sickle cell does not make any sense. It's a horrible disease. But if you live in that place where malaria is constantly trying to kill you, sickle cell actually provides you with some protection. And if you look at the overlap of these things, you'll see that the places that have historically the most malaria are also the places that have the most people with this sickle cell trait. So in this case, this is a characteristic that's usually negative, but it actually becomes a positive in certain circumstances. And again, we have an example where diversity is keeping populations alive and keeping them going. So one lesson from these two examples, and there are a lot more like these, is that diversity makes a population more resilient. This is especially important in a climate that's rapidly becoming more volatile. However, diversity is valuable for more than just survival. I can take this outside of biology, kind of. It's It's also a vital component of humanity's progress toward a more rewarding and just future. For hundreds of years, the scientific method has driven much of humanity's progress, and I suspect that's going to continue. The scientific method, it's pretty straightforward. You make an observation, you ask a question, you make a prediction, create a hypothesis, test the hypothesis, and number 6 is you analyze your results. What I think is super cool with the scientific method is that now all of a sudden these results that you just got, they're a whole new observation. So now you get to ask more questions. You get to make new hypotheses, test those hypotheses, and it goes on and on and on. So why would diversity be important in this process? I would argue that it's important in a lot of ways, but most important is that question phase of the scientific method. So a person asks a question based on their own knowledge and experiences. And as much as maybe we would wish to, none of us actually knows everything or has experienced everything. Therefore, the questions that any individual will ask about a given observation, it's limited. When we bring people from diverse backgrounds into the process, we vastly expand the number of questions that can be asked and answered. This speeds progress, and it speeds progress for all of us rather than a limited few. That's why it's so important for a house of ideas like Washington College to expand and support its own diversity. You heard from Dr. Hunter, this is an incredibly diverse class that's coming in. You're diverse in so many different ways, and we need to support that and celebrate it. We're working to understand this world, and we will do that more efficiently when we listen to the perspectives of a bigger variety of people. Look at the seeming speed with which, and this is where I didn't quite get away from biology, but the speed at which our broader society developed vaccines to protect ourselves from COVID-19. The main reason we were able to respond so quickly is that scientists from around the world have been working to understand coronaviruses as well as vaccine technologies for decades. This did not come out of nowhere. We had to be prepared, and we had to take input from a diverse set of scientists. For instance, if we hadn't observed and questioned previous SARS coronavirus outbreaks in places like China and the Middle East, we would not have been as prepared for this pandemic. And we're still not out of this current pandemic, and even when we are, unfortunately, there will almost certainly be more in the future. It's incredibly important that the institutions that will develop technologies needed to fight future pandemics include as much diversity as possible. This will maximize the chance that we develop the knowledge and the technologies needed to fight those unknown future disasters. Now bring it back closer to home. You're going to meet people from diverse backgrounds here at Washington College. And I promise that you can learn something from every single one of them. This also means that every single one of you has something special to contribute to our community. You might not know what it is quite yet, but it's there. Will you be the student who revitalizes a dormant club or who tutors your peers in difficult subjects? Maybe you'll bring your unique skills to the court or to the field. Maybe the way that you think will help to engage a classroom or some extracurricular group. Or I hope you'll bring something to our community that I can't even think of right now, but once you bring it, I'll wonder how I ever lived without it. You are entering a new phase of your life, and no matter what others say, you earned this spot here, and you are welcome and you are valued in this community. I hope that you use this beginning as a chance to celebrate your unique qualities and to promote justice, equity, diversity, and inclusivity in our community. Choose kindness, choose compassion, choose to lift others up. We all win when you do. Best wishes in the challenges you'll face at Washington College. And let me know, and that is a personal invitation, reach out to me. Even if I can't help you, I can point you toward people that might be able to help you. So reach out when you experience these challenges, and I will do my best to help you overcome them. I have a feeling that other faculty at this institution feel exactly the same way. Reach out, let us know. We will do what we can to help you. The rest of the faculty and I can't wait to help prove to you over and over again that you made a great choice when you decided to come and join our Washington College community. So thank you and welcome, and I think food comes soon.
Yes, indeed. Food comes soon, and we are what's standing between you and it, so we will proceed with alacrity here. But first, let me thank you, Jim, for your service to Washington College and to your clear dedication and care for our students. As we conclude the afternoon's convocation, I want to invite the audience to join us for the Welcome Back picnic in and around Hodson Hall. And I want to thank you all for coming today. Here's to a wonderful year ahead, and let's congratulate Professor Wendell Ward one more time. Good. So let me now please ask everyone to stand for the benediction to be offered once again by Dr. Austin Logo, and remain standing until the academic procession has retired. Dr. Logo.
Once again, let us put ourselves into a moment of silence as we pray. God of hope and joy, bless us all gathered here today as we leave this auditorium together in friendship and fellowship. Thank you for the blessings of our individual and collective gifts. Place in our hearts the desire to make a difference to our families, our community, our country, and the many cultures and peoples worldwide. Give us balance in times of distraction and uncertainty. Give us grace to make wise choices, integrity to be dissatisfied with easy answers and half-truths, and fortitude to be faithful to our commitments. Help us always to move towards our goal with determination and a sense of humor. Amen.